Hey everybody, it's Steve, and so today I'm going to be talking about elephant money. Now, I did a video about elephant money a few weeks ago before I got COVID, and then it was exploited, so the price of it dropped a lot. And I did warn people that it was a very risky platform in this video, but that I was going to try it out because it was based on kind of the drip fountain that has been good for me. But all of these projects are very much up and down, and you have to know that you have to only put money into those projects that you are willing to lose. That's what I do. I don't go big into these projects, so I didn't get hurt very much by this exploit, and I'm actually standing at almost the exact same point today as when I before the exploit, and that's because I went ahead and got a little bit more money put into the project when it was at a bottom, and things have worked out pretty well for me so far. Well, let me go ahead and close the Discord so we don't get that sound anymore. And let's go ahead and get into talking a little bit about what happened. So if you really want to understand the exploit, you're going to need to come here. It's the place where you're going to get the most information. This is Bank Teller's Medium page. He's put out tons of updates. He's been very much communicative to the people, including going on some AMAs. He admitted some mistakes that have been made. Everything hasn't been perfect, but he's been building through and rebuilding this project the right way, in my opinion. I mean, you got to admit when your code has some mistakes, you got to throw some shade on some people that didn't help you protect those issues, and you have to show the community that even though a decent amount of money was stolen from the protocol, not all of it is gone. You can see here that they netted somewhere around $12 million stolen. I've heard numbers between 12 and 26 million stolen. That's not all the money in the treasury. They basically used some of the contracts to exploit the system by using flash loans. Flash loans have been used in lots of attacks on coins similar to this, and the lesson has been learned by them now that they're going to go ahead and put in new contracts that should protect them from that. And that's the gist of all of this as you go through it. You can see down here at the end, as we get to the very bottom, they do say that they are going to have, hopefully, these new contracts out and in place very soon, and the platform will begin to work like normal. Now, that's going to be a big test once it happens because the platform has had some functionality put on pause, and people are aware of that, and once everything is up and running again, we could see another dip in price. So I wouldn't say that right now is a time where you need to go jump into everything, but it's not a terrible entry price if you look at the history of the project and you do believe that they are going to completely recover from this. So let's go ahead and get over here to the site. Now, the reason why I'm on the trunk side of the Elephant Money site right now is because this is what was exploited, and it was basically the mint and redeem functionality that was exploited, along with using some flash loans to play around with the prices and the values of these things. As you can see, there's always going to be kind of an arbitrage into the mint and redeem functions that have to do with the price and value of the Elephant Money token. This is one of the good things about the Elephant Money token. It makes it such a good reflection token is that it's used in minting and redeeming of the Trunk stablecoin, and that's one of the things I pointed out in my last video. That's why the reflections are actually really good in that token. That is why the token continues to go up in price. That's why the graveyard continues to fill up, and the lock liquidity continues to fill up, and all of these things that over time would normally have kept pushing Elephant Money back up until somebody learned a way to go ahead and totally play around with the value of those and trick the mint and redeem. And they had to have a lot of money to do this hack, so this wasn't something a normal user could have just figured out. This was a very coordinated attack by somebody with a very large amount of money who used it to steal a decent amount of money. Now, if we go down here to the treasury numbers, the good thing to see here is that they are starting to fill back up. So the elephant treasury is starting to fill back up with a good amount of elephant. Their overall supply of trunk is pretty solid. The overall amount of BUSD is starting to recover, and the overall user count of people in the project is starting to increase, because if you're somebody who wanted to just go ahead and get into elephant, now looks like a pretty good time. You can see that within the platform, the redemption price is actually back up at peg, but on Pancake Swap, it's not. So we're still a little bit under peg on the Trunk token. This allows you to pick up Trunk a little bit cheaper if you still believe in the platform. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just making this video to show you what's going on. You currently have a decent amount of money in the Pancake liquidity, and all of these things should be getting updated and fully going again as the platform starts to go into full effect. Now, right now, you can't do a stampede. You can add more money because I did do a deposit into my bonds. So as you can see, I have $621 bonded. My rewards has continued to count up, and my maturity number. So this part of the site seems to still be working as far as like bonding money and moving money into the protocol and taking Trunk out of circulation. But the part that's not working right now is here. So you can't actually do anything in the regular simple stable farm staking, and that is due to the fact that they're currently fixing this contract. When this becomes usable again, which might happen, is we could see a lot of people pull out these Trunk tokens and decide to go ahead and redeem them or to sell them. Also, when there is a redeem functionality, we could see a lot of volatility come into the Elephant token, as some people could try to arb this, because if you can buy Trunk tokens for 86 cents here, and you can come and redeem them for what would equate to 74 cents here, and another 25 cents roughly in Elephant. If you can sell that Elephant quick enough and net more than the 86 cents that you're paying for the token, 86 and a quarter, then you're making a profit. So that is an arbitrage that is built into the system to protect the peg. The token should never fall too low on Pancake Swap, because you'd be able to buy the token, redeem it here, get a profit when you sell the Elephant token, and our bots would go ahead and do that. And yes, that would hurt the value of the Elephant token, and it would hurt the value of Trunk on a little bit here, but it would raise it on Pancake Swap as people bought it over there to go ahead and redeem it over here. This is an internal thing that works pretty well, and so but it is there, and people could go ahead and decide to do it, try to get out of their token this way, especially if there's somebody who's been staking for a while, and redeeming at 74 cents might get them back their initial investment, and then they'll just take those Elephant tokens with them on their way out the door. So I am going to be watching really closely as this platform has all the new contracts launched. I'll be doing more videos as things go up. I do plan to stick with the project with a small amount of my portfolio, because I'm already sitting here with this $600 bonded. I always plan to try to push this up into around $2,000 bonded over a certain amount of time, and then I would just go ahead and use the roll and claim functionality with a strategy that I would build up to go ahead and continue to grow that pile of money over the next few years, hopefully. Sorry about that. That COVID cough lingers just a tiny bit, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and look at the price of the Elephant token so we can see what happened. So this is looking on your 30-day chart, and if you go down to the 90-day chart, you can kind of see it was on this kind of meteoric rise. It had a graveyard sell-off. It had a lot of choppiness. It had another one, and then over here it had the exploit, which caused the token to just fall down pretty crazy. So when you look at it on that time frame, this kind of looks like, almost looks like a rug pull, but it, from everything that I could tell, and it's been audited by a couple different audit firms, that this was just an exploit. They are updating all the codes, and so we should see the project get past this. Now, if you take this and we go down to a 14-day list, you can see that here's where the exploit happened. We bottomed out right around here. I did do some purchasing right in here of the Elephant token, and then we went ahead and we pushed forward, and then now we're kind of heading up a little bit, and we can see that if we go to the 7-day. So you can see we came here, BT kept giving us updates, kept reassuring the community that we were going to rebuild and move forward, and people are starting to believe him. You can see the token now has gone up quite a bit in the last few days, and we are pushing, maybe a tiny downtrend, but if we can stay up here, above this level here, then we could have a possibility to start to trend back up in an upward momentum. Though The reflection token is meant to go on kind of like a slow grind. It does have the elephant graveyard that's built in to do the automatic sells once it gets to a certain amount. And so it's always supposed to be a token that heads up and to the right with some drop downs, and then up and to the right with a drop down, up and to the right with a drop down. That's the way the reflection works, the way it fills automatic liquidity into the pancake swap token contracts, the way it works within the mint and the redeem functionality. It's one of the reasons I got into the token. As you can see here, you had a similar thing happen to Trunk. So Trunk was holding its peg just like it had always been holding it pretty much. And then it had the violent manipulation of the exploit. It came all the way back up pretty much. And then as the project had been exploited, we saw the token start to sell off. It reached a bottom of about 80 cents and people had started to buy it again. We have a little red candle over here on the 1 hour in the last 1 hour that we've come down just a tiny bit. We'd like to see that momentum continue to climb in the near future and push this token back up closer to peg. If we can get enough people interested in buying it, then we should see it go back up to peg. So why might you be interested in buying it? Well, if you believe that the project can work, if you believe in the basic idea of the drip farm and the drip contract and the ability of those projects to grow, then this right here, this part of this project that is dripping, so no matter what price you buy your trunks at, you can put them in here and they're going to earn that 205 APR, and you're going to be able to do the roll and the claim. But remember how this works. Once you bond your trunk, they're gone, and then you get additional trunk later on that you'll be able to claim more than you can bond. It's kind of a delayed gratification type program, and this is the way that it ends up working. And hopefully, as the system continues to grow and grow and grow, if more people get into the system, we all are able to benefit if you were someone to get in early. Now, obviously, if the mechanics on the back end break and they can't afford to keep making the trunk that they are able to make with the current system they have built into place with the mint and redeem functionality and the elephant money tokens functionality, then this contract could come to a point where it might not be able to pay out. Now, the bank teller has devised a system that was protecting us from that happening, and so it really seemed like this was a solid system. It got exploited once, and in his words, he thinks this was a good thing to happen. It was better to have this happen now before the token really pushes into the mainstream, before it has its first real meteoric rise, so that they can fix the issues and protect the contracts going forward. So if you can get your trunks on PancakeSwap in the 86 cent range and put them in here, and then over the next year they're able to push back up to peg and you're able to redeem them, then not only are you going to have the 205% APR that you're going to earn for those deposited trunk tokens, but if they come back out at dollars instead of 86 cents, that's an extra 14% that you gained right there. So it's something, if you were thinking about getting into this project, you should definitely go and check out everything here. Make sure that you feel comfortable with the updates and really join the Telegram group. That's the one that I was in, because they have that up and running now, so you can talk to other members that are in it. And if you do decide to take that, I am trying to build a team, so I'll have my address listed here if you want to go ahead and add it and get to my team. Assuming I get this up and running and working again, I will be doing airdrops out to the members of my team. I just am waiting to see that all of this gets rebuilt and used again, and I will be checking that you've gone ahead and really joined the platform and at least done deposits, because I'm not going to want to just be giving away free money. I want us to build up a team. I want you guys to build up partners, and I hopefully want to see us be, a really good group of people making really good money out of this project. So thanks everybody. I hope you have a good one. Make sure you do your own research on this. This is a volatile project, and you have to be prepared for these kind of things to happen, and make sure that you know whether or not you're going to go ahead and try to pull out and cut your losses, or you're going to go ahead and do what I did and just go ahead and buy more of the tokens, go ahead, put more into the system, and just be at a good place to where on the little rebound that we've seen just in these last few days, it almost made up for everything I lost in the beginning. Thanks everyone. Have a good day. Bye.